So this is one of our food reviews about a restaurant that we've tried here.
Yeah.
Tang's Noodles.
Yes.
Which is in the Jing'an district here in central Shanghai. So we had a conversation with the concierge downstairs of the hotel that we're staying at, who mentioned quite a few places that we could get noodles. And we recalled that there was actually Tang Noodle just across the road from the Crystal Galleria, which is a big shopping mall here in central Shanghai. And he said he's never been there himself, so he can't vouch for the food. But of course, we decided to be adventurous and give it a go. So Tang's Noodles specialise in noodle soups, and man, do they like their pork? What are your views on the place, V?
I mean, it took us a little bit to order because most of the menu was obviously in Mandarin.
Mm-hmm.
And then most of the stuff on the menu was pork. They had some chicken and I think one fish dish.
Mm-hmm.
But I was really looking forward to having some noodles because same as Giles, I think we'd had enough of rice for a couple of days. So we just
I didn't really have enough of rice. I love the rice, but it was nice to have a change.
Exactly. Yeah. So how would you score it?
Well, I was quite happy with my food. I decided to get a particular pork noodle dish. It was nice and spicy. Almost a bit too spicy. There was some moments where I was choking, and I was quite thankful for the sort of Chinese tea that they gave us, which we ended up realizing was not Chinese tea at all. It was boiled water with lemon juice in it. It was still quite pleasant though, because at least the quality of the water was good. But I was really happy with my food. Like, they also had like this crispy fried pork, which surprisingly tastes like fried chicken. It was tasty. And then we also had a stewed egg, which is basically like a Chinese barbecue sauce taste made into a broth, which boiled eggs were just stewed in. So kept whole, and they took on the flavour of the stew. I found it quite tasty. So I was happy with this sort of comfort food type, Chinese comfort food perhaps you could call it. And if I'm honest, I will score it probably a 7 out of 10. I didn't have any major issues. It wasn't like amazing groundbreaking food, like, because it's kind of instant noodles, this sort of place, you would find that the noodles didn't quite have a strong flavour from the broth, neither did the meat in it or the vegetables, because it's the different component parts just put together at the moment that it's served. So that's why it's quite more of a fast food service. But I found it was satisfying. That's why I'm willing to give it a 7 out of 10.
So I think my main point of criticism comes from the point that Giles has made about things being put in at the end. So nothing really has an opportunity to fully take on the flavours of the broth. Because I had like a classic soup, which was like soy seasonings. And I really enjoyed the broth. That was beautiful. But again, the noodles tasted like they'd literally just been dropped in. So they tasted more like water than anything else. And so did the meat. I also found the meat quite bony / cartilage heavy, but I guess that's part of it being rib cut. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it just, for me, it just didn't quite fit what I was expecting. So I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. And that's the majority of those points are carried by the broth, which was beautiful. So
quite different opinions, to be fair. But it's indicative of the type of food you can get in Shanghai, just like you would in most parts of the world. You're going to have food that is of the much more faster variety, and others where clearly there's been a lot of time and attention put into the food. So I probably wouldn't recommend Tang Noodles, even though I gave it a 7 out of 10, because there's literally a dozen other places that you could eat within a 1 minute walking distance from the place.
Yeah.
In fact, more than a dozen if you go across the road to the Crystal Galleria. On their food court, there's loads of great places to eat. But I wasn't disappointed as Vanilla clearly was.
Yeah.
So tune in for another review real soon.
Okay.
Bye for now.
Bye.